So if you watch one of my other videos, you might remember me mentioning how I planted a new silver birch tree. However, we have this whole space kind of underneath and around it where there's nothing currently. This was previously where my white buddleia went, and it filled out a lot of the space at the bottom, whereas now with something like a silver birch, which has a really long sort of trunk kind of going all the way up with nothing sprouting out, it's very empty. So what we're going to be doing today is planting a woodland style shady border around it. This area gets a lot of shade and sort of dappled shade throughout the day. So I thought it'd be a good idea to kind of go over some of those different things that we're going to be adding in and some of the best plants for kind of that woodland sort of feel with some of this shade as well. So if you're new here, definitely subscribe for more gardening content, and let's jump straight into this. So I wanted to give you a rundown of the plants that I selected for this area and why I've selected them. So almost right at the very front, we're going to have the fairly low growing Brunera macrophylla, which you might have seen in my garden before if you've watched any of my tours. It's got these beautiful blue forget-me-not like flowers. This thing will absolutely thrive in shade and under trees. It'll also self-seed throughout the garden, which is the sort of thing I want to see more of. So I've actually got 3 of these here because I like to plant in threes if I can. That's generally a bit more ideal for natural sort of planting. So those are going to be going right around the front and kind of around the edge. We do also have the wildlife pond here, so we have to be sort of mindful. But thankfully, these Bruneras don't really mind sort of wet and kind of boggy conditions, even though it's not really too much like that anyways, because most of it kind of stays in the pond. So yeah, that's going to be the first plant we're going to plant. I'm also going to plant these very beautiful hostas with these lovely pink flowers. This is Hosta Queen Josephine. Once again, this thing absolutely thrives in shade. It much prefers shade to any sunny conditions. It'll have this really nice foliage kind of throughout the spring and summer, which will provide lots of interest. So once these have stopped flowering and have kind of died off, these will start flowering. Again, I've got 3 of these. I'm going to put them kind of sort of behind this, so it's kind of laid in. I've also got a fern, which this one is called Tusima Holly Fern, which is a very hardy fern here in the UK. This is one of the hardiest ones you can get, which is good. And I already have loads of these in my shady border. Now, I did think about getting more of these, but it's not a huge amount of space. Unfortunately, we are working with somewhat limited space here. And this was sadly the only one they had in the store. So I think I'm going to just see how this one goes for now. Just have something a little bit different in there, something that's just purely foliage. And then maybe if it feels empty, I can add in more later. But for now, that's what we're working with. Now for stunning spring color, we have the Tiarella Spring Symphony, which has these absolutely beautiful flowers throughout spring, as you can see. And this one will kind of be the star around the tree. In fact, a lot of people plant these in woodlands and sort of areas like that. So that's going to be one of the absolute favorites. Now, I've only got 2 of these, unfortunately, because they were really expensive. I mean, I ended up having a day out in London to go to RHS Wisley, and as you can imagine, well, I should say Surrey, actually. It's in Surrey, but kind of the edge of London. As you can imagine, near a massive city, the plants were not cheap. So I decided to get 2 of them, but what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to divide one of these into 2, because spring's a great time to do that. And also when they're still in pots like this, it's also a great time to do it. So I'm going to divide them so we've got 3 of them. Obviously, it will take a little bit longer to grow those 2 that have been divided, but I think that's fine. And they're still going to flower, and we've still got lots of other stuff. So that's generally the plan. Now, I did also get some really, really nice Persicaria, which has these beautiful sort of tall red flowers. Not this time of the year, that'll be later on in summer, because I've seen them at a lot of the RHS gardens, and I just think they look absolutely stunning. So that's something I really wanted to get. However, I don't really have the room to plant them here, and it's maybe not the best idea because this area, like I said, is going to get more shade. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be moving some of these random kind of perennials, putting them out in my front garden. We've got a random heuchera on its own. We've got an Alchemilla mollis, which is just covered by shade. A sedum, which again, pretty much covered by shade and other plants. And also this GM pink petticoats, which again, just a bit random on its own. I mean, I like to have sort of interesting plants mixed in, but a lot of these just don't get noticed throughout the year, sadly. So I'm going to move them to the front garden where I've been creating some new borders, and I'm going to make videos on that. And that's where we can have more of that sort of thing. Whereas here, I want to keep a more consistent planting, especially because we actually have the very beautiful red, I've completely forgotten their name now, Macedonian scabious. I can't remember their official name now, or their Latin name. But yeah, the Macedonian scabious, which is the sort of red-looking scabious on the tall stems that I showed off in my garden tours last year. That'll go really nicely with the Persicaria, red on red, which is good because we don't have a lot of red in the garden. So I feel like this corner can sort of be the red corner. So I just wanted to mention that's also something I'm adding. But for now, we're going to focus on the Shady Woodland section. Okay, so everything is finally planted and I want to show you the results. So as you can see at the very front, we have our Brunera in a sort of little row, kind of like almost a triangle, not quite. Same sort of pattern here for the hostas in the back. And then the Tiarella and the fern at the very back. Now, I will admit, I did not have an easy time splitting this Tiarella. It was very dry, and even though I tried to sort of get it a bit more moist, it didn't split too well. So this sort of one didn't really come out the best. This one's fine, and obviously the one at the back is a whole one. But yeah, that didn't really come out the best. Hopefully it'll be all right though. I mean, this is a great time of the year. You can get away with doing stuff with your perennials at this time of the year that perhaps at other times of the year, you know, would be a bad idea. So I'm really pleased with this overall. I mean, it's very empty at the moment, as you can imagine. There's lots and lots of space. But as time goes by, this will fill out really, really nicely. And we'll get to see, you know, we'll get that sort of proper woodland kind of vibe in this corner, which I'm very excited for. So obviously my next kind of plan is to give these a good water, because even though this is sort of quite a wet and damp spot, especially where I've been watering the tree, since it is a new tree, it's only just been planted, you still have to water things. And the reason for that is the soil. So when you're digging around all of these different plants in your garden and you're digging up the soil to plant new things, what will kind of happen is the soil will obviously be disturbed. And even though you squish it down with your hands to make sure everything is nice and secure, the soil isn't still truly settled in the ground. So what you need to do is give it a water so that the soil can settle itself. That is a recommended tip. Even if it's been raining or anything like that, maybe not if it's like an actual torrential downpour, but even if it's been gently raining and such, still give it a water. Your plants won't mind when they've just been newly planted anyways. It's definitely recommended that you do that every single time. So definitely give them water. That's what I'm going to do now. So there we go, everything is officially watered and is settled into the ground, which is really, really nice. I can't wait to see how these will grow. It's still early April at the point I'm making this video, so I'm very excited to see how much they'll transform over summer. Let me know some of your shady plant recommendations down in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe, we'd love to have you here.